Hey, check it out. I'm Jay Leno. Did you guys get that? No, okay. On the plus side, check it out. The bike is naked. Looks kind of good, strangely. Top Gun bike build. Yes, people, we are back. Let's get to it. Let's work on this in front of the camera like you all want so that you can see me screw up just like real life. Anyway, so Top Gun build bike number 3. I'm taking off the body panels and figuring out what I got to do to restore it, paint it, make it right. I think you guys can see, of course, the wheels are refreshed with that epoxy-based paint, new tires, got the brake rotors freshened up. Still have a lot to do on the bike, but it's time to get the bodywork off to start thinking of that so that 1, it can be restored and painted, and then 2, I can get down to the guts to make it right. So let's look at bodywork together. First and foremost, we've been talking about restoring all the black trim pieces. This is the inset from the front fairing behind the gauges. As you can see, it is no longer black. It's got kind of that oxidation look. Now, a lot of people out there have talked about techniques from using a heat gun to bring it back, but that can change the surface finish and potentially give you an uneven finish. So probably not gonna go that direction. And we did try it a little bit. There's also the technique, there's like trim restore. You can get it at any auto parts store. And then there's the opportunity to clean it up, scuff it up, and shoot it with a trim paint. Some people have mentioned that the trim paint can flake or will flake, depending on preparation. I think if you prepare it right, it'll work. However, a lot of people have suggested just doing the trim restore. So I'm going to try that first before painting it, because if it works, it's potentially easier and cheaper and less prone to flaking. But I really want it to be dead on honest, so we're going to try that next. But I wanted to show you, here's the mirrors. They also, those two are very faded from being around, as well these turn signals here, which are stock. And we want it to look like the bike in the movie, so we're going to leave those things stock and not mod it too much. It does have the tinted windscreen, which I'll go get. But frankly, I'm going to leave that on because it looks sweet. It's black, and the bike's going to be black up there, so it's going to look just a little extra meaner, but still be within the Top Gun vibe. And this bike has the aftermarket Vance & Hines pipe, which needs to be restored. I'm going to finish it all in black, so it looks more like the stock black muffler. Of course, the stock bike, I believe, had 2 exhausts, 1 on each side. So yeah, I'm not putting the stock exhaust system back on this bike because it sounds freaking great, okay? You know what I'm saying? Plus, that makes it more expensive. So why do I want to spend a lot of money to make it not sound as cool and it look like the Top Gun bike? That makes no sense because the world is not wealthy to build stupid Lamborghinis on YouTube. We do real world stuff because we can. So let's look at some of the bodywork here and find the sins that have been hiding. Okay, here's the front fairing that I was able to take off. As you can see, Kawasaki. And it's kind of interesting because it's blended here and here. And in the assembly, you can see that it was effectively like riveted together and then bonded. That's, I'm assuming, part of the process from the factory, although probably not actually, because there is a seam here. And I say the reason I assume that is because this thing has been painted another time. You can see the sticker's not done right. Because if you look at this, the turn signal must have broke at some time. You can see the seams, because when we look on the inside at the sins, big sins, yeah, that's kind of skunky, isn't it? Not the job I would necessarily have done. That is a bunch of mud with some reinforcing fabric, which is reasonably the right way to do it, but that looks like crap. Fortunately, other than in this video right now for the entire world to see, no one will see it. So yeah, you know, go ahead and make fun of me in person when you see the bike, that's what's behind it. But it is pretty strong and sturdy, and I can clean up the outside. This will be beautiful. And then I'll shoot the inside satin black, and you can't see it anyway. So, you know, so there's a little dirt under the carpet. What do you want from me? It's the real world. So that can be fixed. Fortunately, that's not too bad. Now, the bottom fairing, it's seen better days, of course. So here's what it looks on the outside. It's got mud from the front wheel. It doesn't look happy. And the inside looks like crap too. A little bit of oil leakage, a little bit of exhaust leakage. And if you notice, and I'm guessing here, that this is the original exhaust cutout, and it probably had the similar thing going on over here, but this has been way cut out for the Vance & Hines pipe. And since then, things have cracked. So I'm going to have to reinforce and fix this with a plastic 2-part panel bonding type stuff and the reinforcing fabric, and that'll make it right. Probably cut this out slightly more because it's obviously melting. And then, you know, clean it up really well, prime it, and shoot it black. One of the nice things about black, if we choose to do this in a single stage, is when, and I do mean when, this potentially gets beat up again, it's easier to touch up and fix. So that's something. The back bodywork, the surround for the seat, as you can see, it's got some flaking clear coat there, which is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, needs to be sanded out and whatnot. And these stickers are underneath the clear coat. I don't know if the clear coat was later or factory, and it doesn't matter because it's there and I got to deal with it. So, and this sticker is probably going to be a pain in the butt getting rid of it because it's down in that crack and hard to sand at. But it is what it is and something to do. But otherwise, this panel's in good shape. So not too bad, not too bad. And we looked at these side panels earlier. They're in good shape. Actually, this one's broken at one time. And there's been some like panel two-part bonding stuff to hold that back on. But it was fixed nicely. So, you know, oh, this one's been fixed like that too. But it is what it is. Also, I noticed the age I'm getting. If any of you watch the comedian John Mulaney, that he says he doesn't know what age he is, but he's gotten to the age of gross and he's talking through burps. Yeah, I'll try not to do that like I just did. So let's move on, shall we? Okay, let's take off the rest of this fairing. And I thought I'd do it on camera for the first time because you all will think it's entertaining if it breaks and I screw up or bust my knuckle. And I thought I would give you that entertainment because I'm masochistic loony on YouTube and thought that was a great idea. So yeah, and I think some people commented, so Casey, I hope you're not going to be a sellout, and if you become a big YouTube star that you're not just driving around in a new supercar. Well, I'm not a sellout, and I still like old stuff, and I still want to bring actual value to real people with builds they can afford. But, you know, a supercar would be cool. Although I'm not going to buy one of those stupid flappy paddle garbage things that cost a lot of money just to blow money for the sake of money. I'd rather get something old. And in fact, I don't even know if I want to do that anymore. Because I'll give you guys an example that know me from Ben Wiki and whatnot. So Ed sent out this thing to myself and all the other guys that are kind of main personalities on there of like what your top cars are for a certain value. And I'm not going to spoil the surprise for everybody and for Ed. But I noticed that the difference between my cars and everybody else's cars, a lot of mine were replicas or things that you build or fixer-uppers. And most people were just going after kind of cookie cutter exotics and stuff. So that's the difference. If I actually ever get any money, we'll just build something cool. Yes. Okay, I got to keep trying to fix this. And you might get to see the motorcycle fall on me. So that's entertaining. But this is a Top Gun bike. And we got to be all about the 80s. So if it does fall on me, I will build a bridge and get over it. Not like modern times, a bike fell on me. I need to talk about my feelings and be heavily medicated and I need somebody to label me with an acronym. No, I'm just working on a bike here, busting my knuckles like a real person. Oh, Casey, if you're building a bike and working on it like a mechanic, like a real person, why are you wearing that fancy sweater? Well, because I'm freaking cold, dude. And if you don't like my apparel working on a motorcycle, you are more than welcome to, you know, buy me an old wardrobe. And if you're not gonna, then I don't really care. And if you did, I don't know if I necessarily like that style. So let's just not go that route. What up? Here is a new panel. It's gray. It has a crack in it. Yes, this is the intelligent commentary you will get on Casey Butcher's YouTube channel. So that's a thing, and it needs to be black with a little bit of red here, and maybe here too. But that's cool, right? Hey, check it out. I'm Jay Leno. Did you guys get that? No? Okay. Maybe that wasn't funny. All right. So wasn't that weird when Jay Leno crashed one of my videos earlier? He was like a lost old guy, like my grandpa or something. Jay, where are you going, man? Okay, so that wiring's garbage, and will probably like catch on fire or not work. All right, so let me get the camera and show you guys a thing or three. Whoa, 3. That's extra value. I know. I'm cool like that. Okay, so let's look at that exhaust. Yeah, there it is. It's corroded and stuff. It shouldn't be that hard to get out. It's kind of a pain though. It's behind the water radiator. There's the oil cooler. Doesn't seem that bad. Let's look down here. I don't know if you guys can see this. It was leaking on the fairing. I don't know if it's got a crack or something. I don't see any. That's gotten rashed. Doesn't seem rattly. Ooh, whoa, no way. That is real. I'm not going to use the R word. Somebody will get triggered. Okay, so the normal reason I would use the R word that is the opposite of advancing your ignition is because this Vance and Hines pipe puts the headers literally within 1/8 of an inch of an oil line. Now there's a spring on it, which is genius. Okay, so we're gonna have to do something about that. I don't really like my headers on my oil line, but whatever, you know, who am I? Okay, so next thing I gotta do is a tank. Let's see, shall we try that? And then we gotta decide about this bodywork. Okay. Oh, there's a pterosaur. You like that? Yes, yes. Let's see, the other motorcycle builders have a full-scale flying pterosaur. They don't. All right, so we gotta clean all this stuff up. Basically, I'm probably just gonna brush this surface rust on framework, maybe give it a little of some paint, okay? It is real world, it'll look good, it'll keep the corrosion away, it'll be nice and fresh. There's some, you know, corrosion here and there to brush, but in general, everything's pretty good. These air filters obviously should be cleaned up. They haven't been touched in a long time. We're gonna bleed the brakes, but not before we change over to stainless steel braided lines. That's a great safety feature and performance feature, just to make them be rock solid. You don't have to worry about them. I gotta take this tank off, which probably I'm gonna turn off the camera because I don't know how long I'm gonna be struggling with on that. And I only have so much memory and battery. Beyond that, the grips that I got at the local guy were the wrong grips. They don't fit, so I'm going to get some different ones from him. But more importantly on this, gosh, I can't remember what the heck was I gonna say. Casey, you're stupid. You don't remember things. Yeah, well, what do you want from me? What's what I gotta do on this? I gotta polish stuff, I gotta take it apart. Oh, let's talk about the fairings. So, here's the tough thing. I basically told you guys there's good enough, and we had a thing both like, do you make it super nice, or do you paint it with like a really nice rattle can, and how do you do a good job to show that? And then we talked about it was like a fighter pilot in the 80s, and he would have done it with what he had, so that's kind of legit. Plus the movie bike was actually all scuffed up on purpose, but you couldn't see it on the screen. So, you know, there's good enough. Obviously, I want it to last. This is a bike I was planning on keeping and riding and having a good time with, and want to reflect it well. So, truthfully, I can't do a good enough job with rattle can, but here's the problem, and I'm gonna level with you guys. I personally don't have time for that. Yeah, Casey, you got all this stuff around, there's nobody around. You don't just magically have lots of time to build things for us all day long. No, sorry, I don't. Doing the best I can. And actually, I'm spending a ton of time trying to build Genius Garage as an organization, you know, to make it a big deal to the betterment of young people in engineering and aviation and automotive and design around the world. Because all the big old rich fogies aren't doing squat for the future of vintage cars. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not like that's not true. Anyway, so, salty much? So I'm doing that. So here's where I'm going with this. I am going to take these body panels to a professional paint place close by. There's a very nice painting person there. I say it because she's a very talented woman. And give it to her. And she's going to be like, what is this garbage you're bringing me? And I'm going to like, please, oh, pretty please, will you paint this for me? So that will give me the opportunity to work on this while the body panels are there. And for the amount of money she's paying, it makes sense in resource management to be able to do that. And then I can show you guys the build. We can talk and learn from her with regard to paint. And then later I can give you guys an example of how to paint it yourself. So is that cool? We're gonna do it all. But I need time for Genius Garage to try to build it and make it be something rather than spending hours and hours and hours and hours painting these things by myself when that person can do a better job. Cool? I know I'm blowing the budget of $3 grand, not by a lot. And you can still do it for less than $3 grand. And I'm gonna show you how. So, see you in the next break. Oh my goodness, here we are, the tank is off. It actually came off reasonably well, because Kawasaki's nice. Oh God, there's gas in it, that's heavy. Genius. Is it on my pants? No, that was just the thing. So, but on the plus side, check it out. The bike is naked. Looks kind of good. Strangely, I'm not the only one thinking that. The Ducati's not. It looks good too. Okay, here's what we got to do. This has got to come off, and I got to get the gas out. So I'm not going to think about this very much. I'm just going to do it, and it may go wrong because that's what happens in the real world. And if I had to think about this, that would be boring because this is the internet, and why should anybody have to think? That's stupid. We don't do that. The internet is made to poke you like a rat in a cage. So poke, poke, poke. I'm not poking you. That's dumb. I'm just trying to build a bike. Don't we all want to build a bike? Actually, I got a buddy out there, ex-Army Ranger dude, flies a helicopter. What is up, Philip? You gonna build your bike? Come on. Anyway, he keeps sending me Top Gun stuff. I get it. Feel the need for speed. It's fun. I don't know why I'm talking like this, because it's YouTube. So I hope you guys are enjoying this and being inspired to build your own bike, whether, you know, it's a Kawasaki Ninja, being a Top Gun bike, or a Ducati, or a dirt bike. I don't really care. As long as you want to have fun and build something or inspired, I am down with that. And even if right now you're not in the right position, you don't necessarily have the tools or the garage or even the extra funds to build a bike, that's cool. Then we'll enjoy this together, and then you can do it when you have time in the future. All right, so this is coming off. Case, you're doing this in a non-ventilated area. Yeah, what do you want from me? Okay, looks like I need a screwdriver. If I plan this all out and, like, you know, wasn't honest with you guys with what I was doing, or worse yet, I was like, look at me, I'm a cool guy, I build all these things magically by myself. Yeah, you don't, okay? I'm not gonna do that. Hey, funky gasket, right? I don't even know what that is. Okay, so this is open. The fuel is accessible. That's interesting. So the way this gas cap works is it's a key, opens with the key. It's just got a sealing ring right here. So this unbolted from the tank. I wasn't worried about any fuel coming out because you can see the hole right here, and this is the simple sealing ring. This is a gasket. I don't know if it's for corrosion protection or just to not mar the paint, but this has to come out for the painter so that they can you know, get to this no problem. But don't go bringing a fuel tank to a painter full of gas. Like, they have enough fumes to deal with already, enough crap. So it's my job to clean these things up somewhat before I bring it to them. And also, you gotta look, they're human too. And if you bring them a bunch of junky garbage, they're gonna be like, oh God, kill me now, and not wanna work on your project. And they're not gonna like you, and they're not gonna like your parts, and nothing's gonna be good. So if you take just a little bit of time to give them something half decent, and you know, if they need to know how to paint it, you give them a diagram or something, and you're reasonable, and you help them do their job best, then you're gonna get the best work out of them for it. So that's it. That's my Kawasaki completely naked, and we should go to the paint place. Yes, I'm at the body shop. This is Sandy. Where are we?
Weston, Ohio.
Weston, Ohio. Why am I here?
Top Gun Ninja bike.
Yes, she's better than I am. A lot better than I am. So you saw this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think? Be honest.
Good for,
it's what?
It's good for that year.
Like, it's not totally junk?
Right, it's not all been etched together by something.
That's a nice way to put it. It is a little road hard to put away wet. No big deal.
Use it though?
It's all part of the thing. Okay. So I was saying to you guys, you have to be nice to your body shop people. They have talent, you don't. And when it comes time to a weird project like a Top Gun bike, that's not their normal thing. So be nice to them and appreciate their talent. Would you smile at that and like nod that might be the thing?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say to anybody out there that wants to build a cool bike on how to do it or how to interact with body shop people and doing a custom project?
Just come up with your own ideas and do something different. You don't have to follow everybody else, what everybody else does.
That's true. Don't be like me. I'm lame. Fair enough. But in terms of just connecting with somebody with kind of an obscure project, do you find maybe the people that want to do something like it works best when they have sort of a realistic expectations when you're trying to find someone to have a... Yeah?
Versus somebody who comes in and doesn't have any idea, and I have to try and come up with them because my idea is totally different than... not always the same as their idea of how they think. And
yeah, and then you ever run into people in the past where like they want you to do something, but then they're never happy no matter what?
Yep.
Like they can't possibly be happy?
Yep.
Do you think that they just like being a pain in the butt?
Well, they're just never happy in life.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what I've come to the conclusion. If they can't be happy with figuring this out, then they're happy with nothing. You could give them $1 million and they're still not going to be happy.
You're probably right. All right, fair enough. So we're in Weston, Ohio. Crozier Body Shop. I don't know, you want to plug your business at all?
Well, I've been doing this for 34 years.
Wow, okay. No wonder you're good.
I don't know about that. I care. I guess that's half the battle.
You do care, and I appreciate that. She's helped me out with weird, annoying projects like wooden wheels on an Auburn or some car that I'm overly particular about, right?
Correct.
Okay, fair enough. But, and also, I'm paying her to do this, so this is like not a sponsorship, YouTube people. I actually like nice people. That's all I got. So, see you later. I gotta go work on that silly bike. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Hope you guys like this. You will like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.